Hello, everyone. This is Darren, and this is another episode of Hope After Suicide. First and foremost, I want to say, can you please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button? There's a certain amount of subscriptions and likes I have to get for me to reach a broader audience and to reach you guys live. This way, you guys can ask me questions and I can communicate with you guys. Right now, I'm just gonna, give you what I got from my experiences. Today's topic, I want to talk about getting support. I want to talk about going to bereavement groups, and you know, just just getting help in the first stages. Not trying to tackle this thing alone. Um, Again, my name is Darren. My son committed suicide April 14th, 2013. He was 18 years old. He had paranoid schizophrenia, and he just couldn't, he just didn't win the battle anymore. And one of the worst, darkest nights, days of my life that I thought I never was going to recover from. And oh, as a matter of fact, this is the shirt, "The Light of Divine." In his neighborhood, it happened in Staten Island. In his neighborhood, the community. I believe Troy orchestrates this whole basketball tournament once a year for my son, in remembrance of my son. He was well loved in the community, and this is something they did on their own. I have, pretty much nothing to do with, but just supporting. Like it's like something to look forward to. It's a beautiful thing the kids did for their friend, their family, Divine. They do it every year out of Staten Island, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Also, the shirt is pink, so I'm representing, you know, cancer awareness. This is Cancer Awareness Month, and so yeah. All right, so just want to get into a few things about what you can do for support and maybe how family members can support you. Um, Basically, what helped me was honestly work and family. Um, and I have to say mostly work because I'm with them most of the day. When my son did it, took time off to bury him. Um, by the way, I work construction. I work superstructure. I do superstructure construction in the city of New York. And, so the guys and the camaraderie pretty much was amazing. And without telling them, they pretty much kept things normal. They, as we say in construction, they broke balls. They joked around. Construction is pretty, rough. It's not like a cubicle. It's not like being in an office. But what's the same with any and everybody is that you build a camaraderie, you build a friendship with people you work with, and they just kept it normal for 8 hours. For 8 hours, they just kept it normal. They didn't, they didn't bring it up. Obviously, everybody knew what happened, but they just kept it normal. They just like played with me at lunchtime. They was around me and supported me. Um, the job was on Leonard Street. I think the company name was Calavino, I believe it is. But yeah. So you know, yeah, they was just beautiful guys out of concrete and cement, local 6A, 18A, 20. It's a mixture of locals, unions, and but the bottom line is that when we're there, we don't look at the union number. We don't look at where you came from. We just look at your character and how you are. And these men, man, it was these guys just supported me to the utmost degree, and it was just a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing. It's something I needed. It at least took 8 hours out of my life before I had to go home and deal with reality. So that's one way. You know, uh, you want to try to have as much love around you as possible. You know, you want to try to not beat yourself up and think about it as much. It's going to be like there in front of you, but any kind of distraction to try to keep your spirits in a normal condition. I'm not even going to say up in the beginning stages, just normal, where you don't regress and you think of doing something to yourself or to others. You really need to fight for this. This is something that you really have to fight for. So a couple of head starts, and I'm like I said, I was going to say, so to get ahead of this thing, people are uncomfortable around parents, kids that sisters, brothers that was their family members committed suicide, because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to act. So here's what you say to them, as all depending on what you need. What I needed was people not to talk about it, people to be regular around me. So if that works for you, if it'll work for you, great. And here's what you do. And something I didn't do, but they did naturally. You just tell them, listen, man, I know you feel for me. I know you're hurt and you don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You want me to be better. So the best way that you can make me feel better is just be normal. Just be there as best. If I have a breakdown, of course, be there with me. But let's just try to do normal things. Let's just try to talk about normal things. Like, it's basically to get my mind off of it the best I can, because, as time goes on, time heals wounds. So you're gonna need that time to heal the wounds. You're gonna need the distraction of care and concern and love and support. You're gonna need that distraction. You're gonna need it. You gotta fight for it. You gotta want it. I'll give you a little example of what I did. It didn't work out, but this is how bad I was fighting. I had met a young lady. She was living in Atlanta at the time, and when I met her, we started having like a long distance relationship, because I live in New York, she lives in Atlanta, and we was talking on the phone. The long distance relationship, and she had 3 kids, and one of them was a son, and it was like I could start all over again. I can, I just need love around me, and that's what I push for. Not saying it was the right thing to do. I'm just telling you what I did, and I pushed for it, and moved in with the girl. Went to Atlanta, picked her up, moved in with her. Things were pretty good at first, but things got a little rocky because I guess I was fresh out of my tragedy. Like, I'm talking about maybe 10, 11 months, and maybe a year. It took me about 6 months to start going to bereavement groups and stuff like that. But yeah, so maybe a year into trying to start this new relationship and build this new family. But it was like drama in the it was like drama, like every weekend. So it was like, you know what, I didn't sign up for this, and that's something I want to say too. If somebody with your condition, because this is a serious condition, surviving suicide, and trying to get hope back in your life, where you can pretty much reboot your life some sort of way. It's never going to be the same, but you want to try to reboot it normally, so you don't need anyone around you that's gonna detour you from that venture. You don't need that around you. I'm sorry. This is to save you guys, and like I said, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I'm gonna tell you straight up. If you don't have the right love and support around you, just excuse yourself and find it. Or talk to the person, like, listen, I can't do this. I have enough pressure on me. Like, either we got to work this thing together, or we got to find a way to, work our way out of this situation. And that goes for friends, families, if you got to seek marital counseling, like, you really need to, like, use this as an urgency, because you already have a weight on your head that's incredible. The weight on your head is amazing. So you don't have no room for nonsense until you heal. You have to heal because you are broken. I was broken, like, wow, just like ripped up inside, outside, walking zombie. Like, so you really have to, I suggest looking for a bereavement group, and make sure when you go to a bereavement group, you go to a bereavement group that deals with suicide. You don't want to go to a bereavement group just in general. It's a conflict of interest. You may clash with the people in there. So to give you a head start, because I experienced all of this stuff, don't waste your time. Not to take nothing from the other bereavement groups. It's just not the same when somebody chooses to take their life as opposed to wanting to live and their life is snuffed away from them, whether it be gun violence, whether it be diseases, cancer, whatever the case may be. So, you don't want to be in that arena. It's a different feeling, trust me when I tell you, it's a different feeling, and you're gonna have a conflict of interest. So what I'm here trying to do is give you head starts of what I did or what I experienced with that you can eliminate, and not even like, okay, let me just go to any bereavement group. No, find a suicide bereavement group. If not, organize one in your state, in your country, in your town. Reach out to people that's been in suicide. You guys put something together and you guys talk about it, because you're going to be relating to the same thing. You're going to understand where each other's coming from. It's very important to, that's the beginning stages of trying to get some, again, normality. You're going to hear me say that word a lot because that was a word that I issued out to God. I wanted 2 years of normality, and then he could take my life. But those days are over because, I regained my strength. I regained my will to live. I got hope back. I got happiness back. So it was all good. But yeah, like I said, I was talking about the young lady, and it didn't work. Didn't pan out. She went her way. I went my way. I didn't waste any time. With trying to, with already having this burden on my back, waste time with trying to do that. This goes for kids, if you're in school, and you're having tough times with the kids in the school, please let it be known. Don't let it be a secret. You already have pressure on your back of losing your brother, your sister, whatever the case may be. Talk to somebody, tell somebody, and when they do tell somebody, to the people that's the supporters, please support them. Please support them. Whatever it takes, by all means, just go out of your way to make sure that person is all right, because they're already suffering. Suicide is a tough thing to deal with. Death alone, the loss of a loved one, is tough to deal with as it is. But, untimely deaths, and usually they're violent. The scene is not good. The scene I had to witness with my son was absolutely terrifying. And I witnessed it. I was the first one to get to my son's body when he did what he did. Sorry, I just kind of relived that moment a second. That's why I don't want to really, go there. I want to just keep pushing hope. I want to keep, I want to inspire you guys to get your spirits up, because there is hope after suicide. There is, because, when something like this happens, you feel you don't have no hope. There's nothing else left. That's it. Some people don't want to live no more. Hello. Some people want to just give up on life and give up on their kids that they have there. Like, or if they have kids, the only reason they're living is because they have those kids, so. And yes, hey, use that. You need to stay here for these kids, because it can get that bad where you don't even care about the, kids either. Whatever tactic you need to do to get past this pain of someone you love taking their life, you do it. You don't feel no certain way. We only live one time in this world. And we want to have some life in this world, because this world can deal us a heavy hand. It definitely can deal us a heavy hand. And at times, and 85 or more percent of the times, we deal ourselves a heavy hands, because sometimes we're our own worst enemy. So this is life. This is, this is things that we deal with, so when you have to deal with pain and suffering amongst all of that stuff, you want to try to get back on track somewhat, somewhat. This is an example today, off the topic, which is support. Just to give you a brief little story, today I just felt agitated, and I had to keep telling myself, like, what's the matter with you? People have to get on the train. Don't get so angry. Like, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Things are good. You just gotta reprogram yourself, or sometimes program yourself when you step in situations just to cope. In traffic, you might be driving and road rage. Before you get in your car, you just, listen, I gotta, anything happens, car accident, road rage, whatever, somebody cuts me off, I'm not gonna react to it. I'm gonna respond to it. And that's another thing, you wanna try to do your best to respond to things, because reacting can possibly get you in trouble and put you in a bad place, and put the person that's opposed to you in a bad place, in a bad position, whatever the case may be. But the important thing here is the topic that we're talking about today. Today is about support, love, fighting for it, telling people, listen, treat me normal. Treat me normal as possible. Of course, I'm going to have breakdowns, and I'm going to need you for that. But I'm going to ask you, please, because sometimes we don't want to hear, how you doing? Oh, I can't imagine. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know you are. I know you are. But if 100 people are telling you the same thing, it's like it becomes redundant sometimes. And it's like it keeps you in that miserable state, And you just, just say, hi. How you doing? How's everything? How's it going today? And if we choose to disclose that with you, we'll disclose that with you. And you go off to another topic. I'm talking about the people, the loved ones that's supporting people like us, people that are victims, people that are looking for hope. You go off into another topic, like, until if that person, such as myself, want to specifically say, listen, I'm having a tough day, man. I'm just thinking about him, missing my son, man, and whatever is coming in your head, whatever you remember him by, so that's something that you guys have to fight for. Again, bereavement group, suicide bereavement group, distractions. After work, what else did I do? I loved the show called Seinfeld. It was a show about nothing. It was an escape. It was another 3 hours of escape to not deal with. Of course, I would drift off, but it entertained me enough where I can get through the night, maybe have a meal, and get to work. It was like I needed to get to work, to the guys. I lived to get to that support. I fought to get to that. I woke myself up and I went out to that. Don't stay in the house in the dark corner, man, because you won't get out of that corner. You'll stay there and you'll be miserable, man. You'll be miserable. You won't want to eat. You won't want to wash. You won't want to sleep. Like, you just be stressed out to a point where you don't even want to be here no more, man, for real. So you got to fight for this, man. And I'm going to fight with you guys, man. If you just follow me, hit the subscription button, hit the like, so I could get more subscribers, so I can reach out to more people. It'll be great, man. So I'm going to put my best foot forward to help you guys and do the right thing by you guys, man. I want to get to a point, like I said, where you can communicate with me and ask me questions. And I'll honestly answer you. If you have constructive criticism, give it to me, and I'll adjust to whatever you got to say, man. I'm here for you guys. I want you to be here for me, because, I'm still going through it. It's 6 years in, but, it ain't over. It's never going to be over, but it gets better with time. And I'm going to help you, with the next topic I come up with, that I feel will help you in stages. So again, this is Hope After Suicide. My name is Darren. My son's name is Divine, and we love you, and thank you for your support. Don't forget, hit the subscription button and the like button. Thank you. Good night.